vegetables and stuff. And also the Botanic Gardens, which is right next to Queen's. And also, if you would like to see like a beautiful view of Belfast, you can go to the Victoria Square, which is also a shopping mall, and they have like this dome area on the upper floor to just, enjoy the view of Belfast. So the weather in Belfast, or maybe just in general in the UK, is that it's very rainy and kind of gloomy. And there'll always be storms in winter. So far, I think there's like 4 storms that just passed. But everything seems okay here. And there's very, very strong winds. It's not the same as strong winds in Singapore. So over here, sometimes bringing an umbrella is kind of pointless because the winds are so strong that it kind of flips your umbrella and you still get wet. So most of us prefer getting raincoats or windbreakers when it's raining. And these are the things that you can get it here. You don't exactly have to buy from Singapore. And just an introduction to Queen's. So Queen's is established in 1845 and is one of the public research universities in Belfast in Northern Ireland. And this is one of the buildings that you'll see in Belfast, in Queen's. So David Keir building is the building for School of Psychology, architecture, and then engineering. Most of the engineering students go to David Keir building. Computer science building is for the computer science students. This is the Macleay Library. And there's a lot of like study rooms that you can book inside. And it's just a pretty conducive area to study at. And there's a lot of people there. So usually it opens until like 2 a.m. or during exam periods, 24 hours. So a lot of students like to go there and study. And next to Macleay Library and the Lanyon building, that in between there's like Botanic Gardens. And during lunchtime, you always see like a lot of students just, sitting at a park and eating their lunch and then going back to the library or like just going to their classes after. It's a very nice walk also in the evenings. Then there are seasonal flowers, so they're always changing the landscape of the Botanic Gardens. So if you like flowers, it's a very nice view. And the other important stuff is the Student Guidance Center. This one, where I'll go into what exactly is available at the Student Guidance Center. But the other thing is also Elmwood Hall. Elmwood Hall used to be a church, but it was bought by Queen's. And it's being used for events like Culture Shock or exam halls. And the University Health Center, which is also on campus. It's a GP where students or anybody, general public, who lives near the campus can go to the University Health Center to get medications or follow-up treatments. And yeah, it's just right next to the Student Guidance Center. So Student Guidance Center is a place where you can get like learning support, finance office, and international office. And these are very important, especially for international students, like well-being services. They have this thing called Wellness on Wednesdays, where every Wednesdays in the afternoon, there will always be some activities that you can learn a new skill or just learn how to cope with stress and stuff like that. And they teach about self-care also. Or if you just need like short-term counseling, there's also the counseling services available at the Student Guidance Center. And the other thing that is very important to a lot of us is applying for jobs after graduation. So they also have this career advisors. They do CV checks to enhance your CV. And also if you have interviews for placements or just for employment in the future, there is the interview preparations, and you can still use their services, I think up to 6 months after graduation. And also for students if you need any like academic writing assistance, you can go to the learning development support where they have workshops, or you can also get one-to-one coaching for each student, and you kind of choose what kind of assistance you need. Like maybe you need referencing, or you need to work on critical writing skills. Usually these one-to-one sessions require you to already have your part of your assignment done, or like a sample of your assignment, and then they will go through on how to work on it better, rather than like if you go for the workshops, it's just more general and there's more people. And also the other thing is very important at the Student Guidance Center is disability services. The disability services is where students with any medical problems, or any like anything that can somewhat like have issues when you are studying, like people with dyslexia or any like mental health problems or any physical problems, you go to the disability services, because the school kind of provide funding for them to assist students who require extra help, to ensure that everybody is have a fair grounds to actually ace their examinations, and like assist you throughout your academic journey. So I, for example, have registered under disability services, and I have an academic mental health tutor which checks in on me every week, and assist in like making sure that I don't fall behind in my work and things like that. So disability services is very important for students, and yeah, and they make kind of like, so they make leeway for students with disabilities in exams. For example, like you don't have to sit in a certain room, like the big room. You have a special room which kind of like ensures that all your needs are met, and if you need a quiet room, you can get like quiet room and stuff like that. So the other thing that a lot of people think about is the cost of living when living abroad. So I'm currently staying in a private student accommodation. I'm staying in a studio in the city center, and I pay about 149 pounds per week, all inclusive. This is kind of like pretty expensive. There's definitely a cheaper option of like renting a house and having housemates, but I kind of prefer staying in the city center and staying in a studio accommodation. It's about 6,500 for the entire 44-week contract. And phone contracts, I pay about 11 pounds per month, and there are definitely cheaper ones. And my contract is consists of like 30 gig of data, and also I can use it back in Singapore, because it allows my data roaming for free in the included plan. And I spend about 200 pounds for food per month. It's inclusive of eating out and getting groceries. It's usually less than that, because I tend to cook more than go out, and extra expenses, things like if I want to buy something, or if I want to save money for traveling. So that's where my extra expenses come from. And transport is 55 pounds. I don't usually use it, because I don't have to go to campus every single day as compared to first year. So it will never go up to 55 pounds. But like if you are 18 to 24 years old, you can apply for a free Wiling card, and you get very discounted fares, maybe like £1 for a single journey. And my expenses include gym membership, which is about 249 pounds per month. There's definitely cheaper ones, and this one is because I have a coach, so it's a little bit pricier, but most of them are definitely lesser than that. And we also have student night in October, where like shopping malls like Castle Court and Victoria Square provide very, very discounted prices for students, and it's for everybody. So a lot of students go there and get like their annual supply of school stuff, and or just clothes and stuff like that. And most of the shopping I do is from Tesco and Lidl. These are the cheaper ones, and the halal grocer is like, there's a lot of halal grocer, but the one I usually go to is Istanbul Market. And Marks and Spencer is also where you can get like a pretty affordable groceries. And of course, there's a lot of Asian markets here like Lee Foods and Asia Supermarket. So you can get most of your Singaporean food in Belfast here. And this is my typical week in level 3, which is my 3rd year. It looks very empty because most of them are not like are not timetabled, because currently I'm working on my thesis. So depending on like our thesis supervisor's schedule, we kind of like on and off schedule it or along the way rather than actually having a fixed date. And these are some of the modules that I take in 3rd year. So political psychology and depression and anxiety is what I took last semester, and I'm currently taking clinical health psychology and forensic psychology this semester. And this, as I was saying just now, I have a weekly session with my academic mental health tutor every Friday. So there's a lot of self-directed learning also, but it is guided still. And although it looks empty, 1st and 2nd year, they kind of have more classes and lab sessions, but in 3rd year, you're more free to do a lot of like self-directed learning and work on your thesis. And my extracurricular activities is that I used to be a president of Singaporeans of QUB in 2020 to 2021. And I am also a member of Queen's Malay Club and the Malaysian Student Society. Also a member of the Queen's International Student Society, because this kind of societies, they have lots of events and give you lots of opportunities to make friends. So it's very, very fun to go to. I'm also a peer mentor, and currently this year I took up the role of a peer mentor. So what we do is we guide level 1 students, 1st year students entering university for the entire year, and we provide any assistance if they need, or who to ask and what to do and how to kind of navigate university life. And this is for most of the schools in Queens. Every level 1 student, every 1st year, they are given are paired to peer mentors. So it kind of like a buddy system kind of thing. I'm also a course student representative for 2nd year last year, and this year I'm a course representative for level 3. So we sit in meetings with the school board and discuss like how to improve the student environment and student experience and stuff like that. And Queens have this language classes, which is about £20 for 1 semester. It's about 10 weeks plus. So I took up Mandarin in 1st year up until level 4, and then for 3 semesters I took Spanish, and they're pretty affordable, and all the resources are included in like that £20 for students. And I'm also part of the psychology newsletter. It's called PsychSway, and I'm an international student ambassador. So this is why I feel my time with outside of school. It's definitely a lot, but pretty manageable. So it's up to each person if whether you want to take part in all of these kind of things. And life outside university, I do lots of traveling. I travel to Scotland frequently because I see my sister there. England occasionally, and I managed to go to Germany, and I just came back from Paris 2 days ago. Pre-COVID, I managed to go to the US from Dublin because fares here are rather cheap, and it's just very convenient to travel here. And I also have like games night with my friends where we kind of cook food like chicken rice, nasi lemak, and stuff like that. And play games. And I also had the opportunity to celebrate my first Christmas with my local friends. And I enjoy exploring Belfast. Yeah. And the final most important thing that I think a lot of people will be worried about is healthcare in the UK and COVID. So there's free healthcare in Northern Ireland. Once you pay your healthcare surcharge together with your visa, it's about $1,000 to $2,000. You are entitled to free healthcare. Everything is free. So whatever is prescribed by the doctor, you don't have to pay. And even if you get hospitalized, it's free of charge. But the thing is that you must be registered to only one GP. And GP usually oversees most of the health problems. For example, like if you need like long-term follow-ups, usually it's the GP, unless it's a major health problem, then you'll be sent to the hospital for your routine checkups. And pharmacists here can treat and prescribe medication for minor illnesses such as like flu, cough, urinary tract infection and stuff like that, because GPs are more for like the long-term care, and pharmacists is for like the short-term care. And they're not like in Singapore where you feel ill today and then you go to the GP later on. You actually have to book appointments in advance, especially for those with long-term health problems that need like care by the GP. So GP here also works as a psychiatrist for mild and moderate depression, anxiety, and any other mental health problems. But pharmacist is where you go to if you fall sick most of the time. And regarding COVID, they've removed all COVID regulations here in Northern Ireland, but we are still advised to follow them. And vaccinations are encouraged, but they are not compulsory. And most schools are still enforcing mask wearing and social distancing. So it depends on each school, but so far my school, School of Psychology, we are still required to wear masks and social distancing when we are in campus. Yeah, and that's all from me. So if you have any other questions, you can go to the Queen's Sing Sock social media page, Instagram or Facebook, and you can ask them there. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Miss Samira, for the insightful sharing. All right. Do you guys have any questions for her? Or about Belfast, perhaps? All right. In that case, you guys can also head to the lounge and then look for her, or the uni reps from Belfast as well. All right. Otherwise, I think that would be all. Thank you, Miss Samira.
Thank you.